That was an introduction. Do you like our official introduction, though?
That has been pretty amazing.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
approve of it.
I couldn't find a techno song that went
What people didn't get to see is while that was playing, we were both like,
I'm DJ Gadget.
I'm Steph.
And this is Weirdsterly.
And fun fact, we're back on video.
Yay.
Because the last few times we have not been. We have had ridiculous amount of busy times. We were not able to.
Well, I keep on getting stung by bees.
That, or let's see, I have to work late.
I got new hair though.
It goes very well with your purple shirt.
I know.
I like the back. Like, turn your head around. Do a exorcist thing.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's pretty. It's kind of like the oil slick aspect. You know what I mean?
Funny you say that. I don't wash my hair that often, so that's partially accurate.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You just go into the hairdresser and be like, so think of oil.
And she was like,
and the radiant. Say less.
Say less.
Oh, that was funny. So how have you been besides being stung by bees?
Been all right.
Have those bee stings healed?
Those have.
Have you gotten more?
Yeah. Doing all right. It's all right. No, actually, not really.
I did see your beehive yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was
busy. My busy beehive. I love them. So now is the time that, like, I have to do two things. I have to treat for mites, and I also have to probably empty that first honey super that came with the hive. I bought an extra honey super and put the old one on top and put I put the old one on top and I put the new one next to their housing so that they would be forced to go through the new one instead of being like, what's this? This is weird.
Yeah. Who likes change?
I don't like change. I like honey though.
That you do.
So there was that. And then I got an ice cream maker. I'm very happy to make the healthiest possible ice cream. I've had some fails. We'll do bad recipes as a show. That would be
fails. Not just bad recipes, fails. But recipe fails.
We'll do that at my house. I'll maybe clean my kitchen.
Yeah.
Or we could just be unique and accept my weirdness that I live in a disaster.
We'll see what your personality is like that day.
Which one comes out?
Yeah, which one is the flip of the coin?
Yeah.
So yeah. I've had some craziness that luckily you and your oh so loving wife have.
I've adopted a child.
Yeah.
Her name's Stephanie.
My two moms have come to help me. So last week, when it was the hottest day of the year so far, I had the worst day at work. It was one of those, I was ready to be like, I quit. No one talked to me. I will do what I need to get by. I left. I went to Stop and Shop. I was like, I've had a bad day. I just want milk and cookies.
And I'm really proud of you for that. Nothing has been said about this because, like, we were dealing with crisis, but I am really proud of you that you had a bad day and you were like, self-care, 100% self-care.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So I proceeded to go into Stop and Shop, like, some cookies, milk, go to the register. I didn't even bring a bag, like,
I'm
just bags. I don't need bags.
I'm gonna drink my milk. And I'm gonna eat my cookie. Give me a cold one.
Yeah. So I go to my car. I get in my car. Come again? No. One more time.
Foot on the brake, door open, door shut, spinning around to get service.
Holding it up in a weird way and hope,
Yeah, no.
I was like, this, no. So I called AAA. They come. They weren't sure what happened. I thought it was just my battery. It was not just my battery. So then when they couldn't fix it, they were like, so where do you want to get it towed to? And my first thought my first thought is, oh, my two lesbian moms have an auto shop. And so I had it towed to them. And the funny thing is my dad drove me to go get my rental car. But because of the timing, I had 4 minutes left by the time I got there to get in and get a rental car because I had to drive over an hour away.
Yeah. This episode is brought to you by AMCO of East Hartford.
Yeah. So then I get my rental car, drop the car off. I then had to go to Block Island that weekend because
Block Island.
The band I work with was playing out there at Ballard's. Shout out to Red Light. And I get a message from my so loving business partner, DJ. Hey, so we finally fixed it. It took a while.
It did take a while.
The starter was fine. The engine was fine. The alternator was fine. Every other possible thing was fine. It was the
transmission control module. We ended up finding
That.
on a PSA that there is a thing with Jeep where it needs to be reprogrammed, an update. Her car needed an update. So we reprogrammed it and
it worked. And it was great. And I went and got my car. And yesterday I had errands to do. It had been about like 5 days since I had picked up my car. I had a bunch of errands. I'm like, all right, I'm getting up early. I'm going to do this. My 1 day off. I'm going to get a bunch of stuff done. I went to Walmart. Didn't get milk.
good.
Did not get milk this time.
Shout out to your dad, by the way. Her dad, but I don't know if we mentioned this. Also, the Don, her dad, came to meet her. Not that he could fix her car, but he could take her milk and save it. And he brought it to her house.
Well, where I broke down was less than a mile from my house. So luckily there was that. So while I was going to go to an Enterprise that was down the road, they did not have any other vehicles available. So he went there first to ask and then came back and got the Enterprise that was near your place. Yay.
Yep.
So I get out of Walmart. I get in my car. Having a good day. Things are going fine. Yeah. All right.
Womp, womp, womp.
I'm sorry. No. Oh, lesbian mothers. My car's not starting.
At least this time. So this was weird because this was the 4th of July. And so we were not in East Hartford.
Right.
Because we're closed. And so we were actually really, really close to you.
At home-ish.
I think your car's haunted.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I think your mom was like, you're going to freak out. No.
So I have the theory that things happen for a reason. Maybe there was like a drunk driver. Maybe I could have gotten hit. So my mom was just like, we'll just pull this one wire so the battery doesn't go.
Zap.
So then what ended up happening, my battery died.
Yeah.
After all the stuff that happened, it was the battery.
The confusing part about fixing it the first time was the battery was fine right then.
Right.
So the second time, that programming still needed to be done. The battery wouldn't have helped because we did jump it with that battery, and then the programming got all finagled, and Jen was on the highway with it, and I know you. And while I support you, I believe in you, I have every confidence in you, I think you would have freaked the hell out.
For what?
If you broke down on the highway like it did.
No,
after jumping it. Like if we just jumped it and the battery was like, oh, I'm fine.
Well, I would have worried because I'm on the highway.
Yeah.
But I have
apparently it was terrifying.
I have Premier AAA. It was fine. Yeah. Wait, did she break down on the highway?
Yeah. That's how we knew it wasn't the battery. It was the programming. So she was driving. It was all fine. She drove for like a half an hour. And then she was on her way.
Like, did it stop while driving?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, see, I would.
Your mom, like, I feel like your mom really did know what was going to happen and went, no, that's my baby.
Well, not just that, but also, let's see, Steph, who mostly knows she needs a car. Jen, who probably could tell you who painted the car for how much she knows about cars.
It's ridiculous.
Probably better that it would happen to her than me.
Yeah, it
was. So
I got the call. Well, it's not the battery. And I'm like, oh, wait.
What?
How do you know? And she's like, well, because I broke down. And I'm like, oh. So she got it to finagle out of limp mode, which is like a mode that is to protect your transmission.
Limp mode?
Yeah. Your car's just not that into you.
You know, it wouldn't be the first time I've been told that.
And
yeah, my dating life is sad. Just like my car.
It was just programming. And then it was the battery. So
see, that's what I say about guys. And really, it's just they need to go to therapy.
Yeah.
Their programming is messed up.
Their programming is messed up sometimes.
So that's what happened to me, is ridiculous amounts of car trouble. But thanks to my two moms, it got fixed.
Yeah.
And I was really wondering what Jen was going to be like when she showed up, though, to when you guys came to get me yesterday.
Oh my God. So I was eating breakfast and the dog knocks like eggs and ketchup out of my hand because she wanted to sniff it. And I like right across my shirt. So I have like smeared eggs and ketchup on my shirt.
I did see that.
I was getting up to go change and then Steph calls and everything just erased. I was like, okay. And I turned around and I said, get your pants on.
To Jen. My pants were already on.
Yeah.
Because I was in
she had
public.
pajama pants on. But she was like, why? And I'm like, because we're going to Walmart. And she's like, right now?
Yep.
Like Steph's car broke down. The look of sheer panic on her face was like, because programming is not cheap for anybody. Like, it was hard to do. Like, it's hard to do because it's all dealer exclusive.
Right. Well, not only just that alone, but when you don't know what's wrong with it, and that ends up being what's wrong with it, and there's no clue that is what needed to be done.
Yeah. We've had a long month of things that are wrong with cars that nobody knows, and we have to figure it out, and it's really
problem solving.
Own a business, they said. It'll be fun, they said. It's not fun.
Well, we own a business. Yeah. It's sometimes fun.
This is fun.
This part's fun.
Yeah.
Hey, are you available? No? All right. That's not fun.
That's not fun.
No. So, today's episode, aside from my automotive drama, we're going to talk about lesser known cryptids. For those that don't know what cryptids are, would you like to do an explanation of what cryptids are? You even have like a sticker of cryptids on your car.
I don't know if I'm good at a definition. Cryptids are folk stories come to life. They're, I guess, a mix of like might have seens, like I might have seen this, and these stories go throughout generations, and like
a lot
Bigfoot.
Of what? Bigfoot is a good example of what a cryptid is. Something that you're not sure is actually real, but there's been things that
totally could be real. Like,
right.
Why would they not?
Like, there's no definite proof that it's not real.
Definitely not recognized by mainstream science.
This is very true.
At least not yet. But there's proof, and people have claimed to see it. But I mean, people claim
a lot of things.
If you ever watched House, people lie.
I love House.
I love House so much. There's I want a doctor just like House.
I wish I had. You know what's funny? Back when my mom was alive and she had just gotten diagnosed with cancer, her doctor was Dr. House.
No way.
It was spelled very differently.
Like H-A-U-S-E or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then me and my dad were just like, it's perfect.
I love that. Yeah. I love cryptids because I hate people. No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a reason.
Yeah. I just love that. I love storytelling, which is why we like do this show, basically. So
I like the unknown and trying to figure out it because no one knows it. So we're going to play a kind of guessing game with DJ here while we do this.
All right.
So we're going to bring up the picture of what the cryptids are, and you're going to guess what it's named.
Oh, good.
So, first one.
Roger from Family Guy, or from American Dad.
Very, very close.
Yeah, I'm going with that. It's Roger.
It's Roger. No. Want to do another one? No pressure. Actually, lots of pressure.
Frogman Capybara.
So not close. It is called the Dover Demon.
Oh, I like that better.
Yeah. So the Dover Demon is a creature reportedly sighted on April 21st through the 22nd in 1977 in Dover, Massachusetts. Let's see. So one of the sightings was a 17-year-old Bill Bartlett claimed that while driving on April 21st in 1977, he saw a creature about 4 feet tall with glowing orange eyes and no nose or mouth and a watermelon-shaped head.
And we're sure this isn't Roger.
I mean, maybe it was taken from it, and
Oh man.
the Dover demon was an inspiration of Roger.
He looks mad without a nose or eyebrows or a mouth. Like he is really successfully putting off some bad vibes.
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
Like imagine like walking by like bacon and you can't smell it.
Oh, he's so sad.
Exactly.
I want to love him.
There you go. So let's see. A watermelon-shaped head on top of a broken stone wall on Farm Street in Dover, Mass. The 15-year-old John Baxter reported seeing a similar creature on Miller Hill Road. Ooh, Miller.
It's Steph's fault.
Sorry. You know what? I'm not surprised. Another there's a lot of 15-year-olds.
The teenagers.
Could be something to this. Another 15-year-old, Abby Brobham, claimed to have seen the creature the following night on Springdale Avenue. The teenagers all drew sketches of the alleged creatures. Bartlett wrote on his sketch, "I, Bill Bartlett, swear on a stack of Bibles that I saw this creature."
Oh, Bill.
According to local news, the locations of the sightings plotted on a map lay in a straight line over 2 miles. The sightings were not made public until the first half of May. At that time, a local investigator of unexplained phenomenon, I love that word, noted similarities to creatures in the Kelly Hopkinsville encounter in 1955. Even though none of the witnesses reported seeing a UFO, the sightings were also investigated by the Mutual UFO Network and associated groups.
That's fun.
So there's a possible explanation for it.
Okay.
It's been suggested that the creature may have been a foal or a moose calf. Skeptic Joel Nickel believes the creature was likely a snowy owl based on the size and plumage, which would have reflected in yellow headlights of the older cars as a peach color described by Bartlett. In addition, the long spindly arms and fingers of the supposed creature could be the partially opened wings and splayed feathers of the wingtips of a snowy owl.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm going to share a snowy owl right now. We're going to remove that guy. And then we're
It's all alleged. I don't believe this.
But I like that they were like, no.
No, it's that.
It was this guy. It was this guy right here.
That was the Dover demon that they
I see the resemblance, like that guy.
But they said that it was 4 feet tall. Snowy owls are not 4 feet tall.
No, that's like 1 foot.
No.
He's cute though.
Well, the owl is.
Yeah.
I bet he can smell bacon.
Smell bacon. You done good, pig.
All right. So our next one.
Oh God.
Next image. What do you think that is?
Jesus Christ. A parasite. It's a damn parasite. A something death worm. There's words. I would if I feel like I could see this in like a medical book though. Like this is a parasite. Like a tapeworm. Tapeworm man.
It is called the Mongolian death worm.
How big is it?
Well, it can be anywhere from 2 to 7 feet long and having the ability to spit out corrosive yellow saliva and generate blasts of electricity.
Ah! Yeah, I would have been like, no.
Nobody is entirely sure what the worm actually is. Experts are certain it is not a real worm because the Gobi Desert is too hot of an area for, I don't know how to pronounce that word, annelids? I don't know. Annelids to survive. Some have suggested it might be a skink, but...
You a skink.
Yeah, but it's skink. So...
Skink.
What's a skink? Look up what a skink is.
Oh, man.
I'm now curious. But they have little legs and scaly skin, whereas witness accounts specify the worm is...
It is not that.
It's not that at all.
Okay, hold on.
Who's fact-checking this? The most probable explanation...
Not us.
No. Well, if it's on the internet, it must be true.
Look at those guys. They're cute.
The most probable explanation is that the death worm is a new species of Amphisbiania. That's a word of the day. or worm lizard. Just say worm lizard. Well, the other thing doesn't make sense. A group of burrowing reptiles. Although the native Mongolian people are convinced of the death worm's nature, it will take more years of research to satisfy the rest of the world's scientific community.
Okay, so when you were explaining that, though, I really did think of what I would have assumed would be on this show as a cryptid, and it's the hammerhead worm. These are very real. And I mean, that might be the actual size, depending on what you're watching on. If it's your like phone. If you see these, kill them. Kill them immediately. They do nothing for the ecosystem. They destroy the ecosystem. And they have an acid on them that like.
Where are they primarily?
There are some here. In New England. Yeah. So you're digging around, you see this guy, and you think, oh, it's just a weird worm, I'm going to let it live. No, kill it with fire. And also don't touch it because it's carnivorous and it eats through its skin. It has a slime on the outside of it that deteriorates its prey, which is usually earthworms, which are beneficial to our ecosystem. And it'll wrap all around it and it'll dissolve it and absorb its nutrients. So literally, like, I don't want to use this show as a, call to action, but kill these.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've talked me into it.
I mean, because if you don't, they turn into that. No, I'm kidding. They don't.
It reminds me of Beetlejuice and sandworms.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first thing I thought of when I saw that.
I wish I was that cool. Sandworm. Yeah, no.
Next.
Oh, gosh.
So this has 2 names.
Oh, I love him. Is it Billy? His name has to be Billy. His name is Billy, and he is the Goat Man. I don't know. Is it the Goat Man?
It's the Goat Man. But his lesser known name, I don't know why.
William?
The Pope Lick Monster.
He licks the Pope.
He's a Pope licker.
We're gonna get sued. We have to stop talking about the Pope.
We're not doing anything wrong.
Pope licker.
It says it right there on the internet.
Where did that name come from?
I don't know. Let's find out.
Did the Pope see him first and was like, that beast licked me? To hell with him.
So many jokes I want to make right now, and I can't. Because I don't think there's any regulation that would allow me to do that.
I mean, I do say that our shows are not for children, but let's not cross any other lines.
Yeah, that's for an after hours conversation.
Oh, Weirdsterly after hours. Idea.
We could do like a pay-per-view.
There you go. Oh, we do have a Discord.
Ah.
And a Patreon. Hint, hint. Yeah.
So anyway, numerous urban legends exist about the creature's origins and the methods it employs to claim its victims. According to some accounts, the creature uses either hypnosis or voice mimicry. I also had to stop myself because every time I see the word mimicry, I automatically want to go Mimi cry.
Mimi cry.
Yeah. But I know that's not how you say it, so I have to stop myself. Anyway, to lure trespassers onto the trestle to meet their death before an oncoming train. Other stories claim the monster jumps down from the trestle onto the roofs of cars passing beneath it. Yet other legends tell that it attacks its victims with a blood-stained axe, and that at the very sight of the creature is so unsettling that those who see it while walking across the high trestle are often driven to leap off.
Hey, how about get off the tracks? See, this is why
this is
I love
also
him,
in
because I'm
Louisville, Kentucky.
I'm afraid of trains because I love goats.
I love trains because they're fun.
I hate trains. They're terrifying.
They're amazing.
No, they're terrifying.
It's fun. I get to actually look at things
next to each other. Ugh.
What?
Like when they pass each other, you're so close.
So don't look. Take a really long blink.
Could say the same.
Okay. Well, if we ever go on a train, I'll take the window seat. How's that?
You will.
Okay. So I've heard of the Goat Man a lot of times. In fact, I remember as a kid, teenager, me and some friends wanted to go down to Kentucky to try and find Goat Man. Didn't happen, but
hang out on the tracks.
We have some tracks around here.
Yeah.
Though with our luck, it would be nothing like that. Probably just some old rich person telling us to get off their property.
Not in my backyard.
Damn you nutmeggers.
That guy's awesome. I would be his friend. He just needs like a blowout. How cute would he look? Like a good shampoo and conditioning and a blowout. I got you, man.
Okay. All right, let's go on to a different one.
Mothman! I know him. Sorry, that was your speakers and possibly your ears. That's Mothman. I love Mothman.
Do you want to talk about Mothman?
Mothman's amazing. No, you can talk about Mothman.
I mean, you're welcome to. I'll share the spotlight.
He's devastation. I think he was first seen in 1962. No. What is it?
Between 66 and 67.
There we go. Okay. And he was seen on top of a bridge, and then the bridge collapsed. Was that the first one?
Yes.
Yeah. And so Mothman is known as like when you see Mothman, like bad stuff is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You probably have a better write-up going on over there.
By better, the internet.
Yeah.
So here's the history. On November 15th, 1966, two young couples from Point Pleasant, Roger and Linda Scarberry and Steve and Mary Millette, told police that they had seen a large black creature whose eyes glowed red standing at the side of the road near the TNT area, the site of the former World War II mutinish plants. Linda Scarberry described it as a slender, muscular man about 7 feet tall with wings that were white. However, she was unable to discern its face due to the hypnotic effect of its eyes. Distressed, the witnesses sped away, reporting that the creature flew after the car, making a screeching sound, and it pursued them as far as Point Pleasant city limits. Over the next few days, more people reported similar sightings after local newspapers covered it. 2 volunteer firemen who saw it said it was a large bird with red eyes. Mason County Sheriff George Johnson believed the sightings were due to an unusual large heron he had teamed. I don't know what this sentence means. A large heron he termed a shitepoke? A word I don't know. I didn't go to college. Contractor Newell Partridge told Johnson that when he aimed a flashlight at the creature in a nearby field, its eyes glowed like bicycle reflectors. Additionally, he blamed buzzing noises from the television set and a disappearance of his German Shepherd dog on the creature. Oh, that's kind of scary. Wildlife biologist Robert Smith at West Virginia University told reporters that descriptions and sightings fit the sandhill crane, a large American crane almost as tall as a man with a 7-foot wingspan and reddish coloring around the eyes. The bird may have wandered out of its migration route and therefore was unrecognized at first because it was not native to the region.
Sandhill crane.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going with this is the Mothman?
Per wildlife biologist Robert L. Smith.
Robert, sit down. No. That is wildly different.
Maybe he needed like a new prescription of glasses.
Or like, I don't know. Mothman's real.
They have down where, in Point Pleasant, where it is, they have all sorts of like tchotchke stores and like it's a huge monument in the middle of the town.
Can't you put coins in it or something?
No.
There's like,
look it up.
I don't know.
Please hold.
I don't know if I can look it up or if like you would need Courtney. But she went there, I think, and there's like a big shiny Mothman statue that you can put coins in or something.
I know there's a big statue in the middle of town. And you... Oh, that's not how you spell coins.
Oh, there's a Mothman collectible coin, though. That's cool.
Mothman.
That's a whole nother show. Hobo coins.
Mm-hmm.
Those are awesome.
Oh, yeah. The first thing I pull up says, the city officers are asking people to stop putting coins in the statue's butt crack, which is a popular activity.
Yep.
So...
I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to be wrong, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure you put it in his butt crack.
Well, yeah.
Why do they want them to stop?
Due to inflation, please use $5 and $10 bills instead. That's just what it says as part of the article.
Yeah.
That's awkward. So
Yeah.
is this image. We're going to click out of that. Next.
Go. Man, bear, pig. That is wolf frogman. Wolfman frog. Oh, I know Wolfman. Hello, the Wolfman. Wolfman Zach. That's not Wolfman Zach.
No.
Wolfman Zach is much more handsome than that.
This is true.
This is Frogman Wolf.
No.
Okay.
This is called Beast of Bray Road. The name is given to a wolf-like creature reported to have been witnessed in or near Elkhorn, Walworth County in Wisconsin. The creature has become part of Wisconsin folklore and has been subject of multiple books, documentaries, and a 2005 horror film.
Oh my. Oh, I want to see that.
All right. Well, we can do that.
I have to cut a deal with Jennifer that I will watch horror movies if it has to do with cryptids.
You watched my horror movie?
I did.
And there was no cryptid in that.
Well, there was you. Be your own cryptid. Be the cryptid you want to see in the world.
At first, I was about to take offense, but you know what? I'll let that go. Named for the rural farm road on which it was first purportedly sighted, reports of the creature in the 1980s and 90s prompted a local newspaper, the Walworth County Week, to assign reporter Linda Godfrey to cover the story. Godfrey was initially skeptical, but later became convinced of the sincerity of many witnesses. Her series of articles later became a book titled The Beast of Bray Road, tailing Wisconsin's werewolf. Skeptics maintain that the creature is likely the result of a misidentification of known animals, most likely gray wolves.
I could probably say that is the most logical thing that I've heard so far. Not that it's an owl or a freaking herring or whatever.
The description that people have given of it is often described by being between 6 and 7 feet tall, with a humanoid style body covered in fur or hair, and with a head resembling of a wolf and large glowing red or orange eyes. It's purported to have been seen moving as both a quadruped and a biped, and some reports describe it more closely resembling a traditional werewolf or Bigfoot.
Okay. I could see this, though. Wolves are huge. Like, if you see an actual wolf, like, in front of you, not a picture, not AI, a wolf, you are blown away by its size. Because, like, we see dogs every day, right? But no, this thing is huge. Even coyotes are huge.
Yeah.
And then we know things exist like mange, which would take all that fluffiness, even though they're not very fluffy, they're kind of wiry hair, but like at the same time,
but
it is fluffy, and it would make it look like arms instead of like it's just skin.
Right.
So I could see this one being like a whoops and also panic, because
especially at nighttime.
You should probably panic that there's mange in your county anyway. Like
there's that, yes. Well, especially at nighttime when you see headlights coming at something, it's not exactly
canine eyes. Oh, Roxy scares me. I'm like, oh, don't look at me. Like when I have my flashlight out, we're going out at night and she's like doing her thing, and I'll scan because like I will fight a bear. Like, and I think she would too, and that's why I know that it's more probable that I will fight a bear in this lifetime than win the lottery. So I'm like scanning, and she'll like look back, and I'm like, oh God, don't look at me. Like, it's terrifying.
Keep your eyes forward.
Yeah, those glowing eyes, man.
I mean, it could be something that's actually like just a wolf that's sick or something.
I still believe in the cryptid.
Like, I wonder how close they got to it to know it could be between 6 and 7 feet tall.
Well, Americans will use anything to measure. It's like 2 washing machines wide. Like, have you ever seen those news articles? Like, a meteor the size of the Eiffel Tower is hurling towards Earth. And I'm like, holy crap, we will use anything to measure with.
Well, it gives you, a point of reference. This one, I feel like it very much could be on either side. It could be true. It could be not.
Yeah.
Because there's no defined thing for it.
True. All
Next.
Right. Ah! Jesus. I should have like okay. The Nun. Jesus Christ. The Nun. This is the Nun cryptid. Holy mother of nightmare. That's my final answer. That one scared me.
This one is called the Flatwoods Monster.
Yeah, it is.
Also known as Braxton Country Monster, Braxy, or the Phantom of Flatwoods. I like Phantom of Flatwoods better.
I don't like it at all.
The West Virginia folklore is a creature reported to have been sighted in the town of Flatwoods in Braxton County, West Virginia. On September 12, 1952, after a bright light crossed the sky, investigators now suggest that the light was a meteor and the creature was a barn owl perched in a tree with shadows making it appear to be a large humanoid.
Yeah, that's what shadows do.
Yeah. So the history of this. At 7:15 at night on September 12th, 1952, two brothers, Edward and Fred May, and their friend Tommy Heyer, said that they saw a bright object cross the sky and land on the property of a local farmer, G. Bailey Fisher. The boys went home and told their mother, Kathleen May. The four of them accompanied the local children, Neil Nunley and Ronnie Shaver, and Kathleen's cousins, the West Virginia National Guardsman, Eugene Lemon. There's a lot of people here. Went to the Fisher farm in an effort to locate whatever it was that Edward and Fred had claimed to see. The group reached the top of the hill when Nunley said they saw a pulsing red light. Lemon said he aimed a flashlight in that direction and momentarily saw a tail man-like figure with a round red face surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. Descriptions varied. In the article for Fate magazine, based on his tape recording interview, UFO writer Gray Barker described the figure as approximately 10 feet tall with a round blood red face, a large pointed hood-like shape, round face. Okay. I like shapes that emitted greenish orange light and a dark black or green body. May described the figure as having a small claw-like hands, clothing like folds, and a head that resembled the ace of spades. According to the story, when the figure made its hissing sound and glided toward the group, Lemon
Words.
Lemon screamed and dropped his flashlight, causing the group to run away. The group said that they had smelled a pungent mist and sometime later said that they were nauseated. The local sheriff and a deputy had been investigating reports of a crashed aircraft in the area. They searched the site of the reported monster, but saw, heard, and smelled nothing. According to Barker's account, the next day, A. Lee Stewart Jr. of the Braxton Democrat claimed to have discovered skid marks in the field and an odd gummy deposit, which were subsequently attributed by UFO enthusiast groups as evidence of a saucer landing.
Okay.
That was a lot. There was a lot of people in that story.
That was. What if this thing could be explained by one of these little guys getting into a dress?
You know what? Looking at the photo that I'm looking at, it's possible.
Yeah.
It could be like when kids get on their shoulders and then put a trench coat and they're trying to be an adult.
It's three monkeys in a dress.
Yeah. That totally is valid.
That one's more valid than it's an owl. Look at him.
It's a snow owl.
It's freaking adorable.
They're cute.
They are. Little big eyes. All right. So that's that terrifying thing. Don't put monkeys in dresses. I think that's the moral of the story here. Is there more?
Do I have more?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Next.
I'm afraid to push the button now. Whoa. Ghosts. Oh, this is like Beetlejuice too. It's a sheet. Ghost sheet. Man.
Is that your name? What you're calling it?
Children of the Corn. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. No. They're called the Fresno Nightcrawlers. It is a cryptid documented in Fresno, California. It is a semi-humanoid, white in color, long-legged, and typically spotted in pairs. They have been compared to walking pairs of pants.
Oh, no, wait. Go ahead.
The Fresno Nightcrawler was first documented in CCTV footage shot in 2007 by a man in South Fresno, who then shared the footage with the television network Univision. The video shows a white figure-like pair of legs without a torso walking from the top left to the bottom right of the screen, followed by a second figure walking in the same direction. The Fresno Nightcrawler was featured in the History Channel program The Proof is Out There.
I'm not going to be able to find this because I don't know what to look up. There was an episode of American Dad. This is proof that like all cryptids are like from American Dad. Did I just find it? The whole thing was that okay, here we are. They were like creating these pants. So Roger and Francine here are creating pants, and they collect all these materials, and Roger actually like collects materials from his spaceship, and they make these possessed pants. I'm not going to be able to find a picture. Look up the episode. It's out there. It's out there.
Just like everything else.
It's all American Dad.
It always comes back to American Dad.
Yeah, possessed pants.
Can you imagine what that would be like? Like out here, just at nighttime, something that looks like massive cargo pants.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Next.
Oh, I like him. Okay, this is
Fred.
I think it's more like a Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Owlman?
You are correct.
Yeah.
His name is Owlman.
I had no idea.
The story originated when Tony Doc Shields, who had been involved in a series of monster-raising exploits in 1976, claimed to have investigated a report of two young girls on holiday in Moanan. I don't know how to pronounce that town. I don't know how to pronounce a lot of things, apparently. Moanan, who saw a large winged creature hovering over the tower of St. Moanan and St. Stephen's Church, Moanan. That new name for a town. On April 17, 1976. According to most versions of the story, the girls, identified as June and Vicky Melling, were so frightened by the sight of the large feathered birdman that their father Don, wait a minute, wait for it.
Yeah.
Don immediately cut short their family holiday after hearing the tale. According to Shields, one of the girls provided him with a drawing of the creature, which he dubbed Owlman. The story was subsequently related in a pamphlet entitled Morguar, The Monster of Foulmouth Bay by Anthony Moanan
Anthony
Peller. I'm going to call him Tony.
Tony.
Which circulated throughout Cornwall in 1976. According to Shields, Owlman was reported again on July 3rd by two 14-year-old girls identified as Sally Chapman and Barbara Perry, who were aware of the Owlman tale. According to the story, the two girls were camping when they were confronted by a big owl with pointed ears, as big as a man, with glowing eyes and black pincer-like claws. Sporadic claims of Owlman sightings in the vicinity of the church circulated in 1978, 1979, 1989, and in 1995. And according to legend, a loud owl-like sound could be heard at night in the Mullion churchyard during the year 2000.
Okay, so there's an explanation for this too. I just can't remember what the hell it's called, but there is an owl that is man-sized, and it's real. And it is
an eagle owl.
It might be an eagle, not an owl.
Well, there's a picture here called an eagle owl.
No. It looks more like a cryptid than anything else. It's I just had this conversation with Jen. Hold on.
Okay.
Please hold. It is a
definitely not a barn owl.
Have you ever heard of a cassowary or something? That's a real animal too, and it's like this violent bird.
I have not.
Yeah. Okay. I look up a lot of video game stuff too.
I know.
Yeah.
You have told me.
I don't know what it is. It's a owl that looks like a gargoyle.
You sure it's not an eagle owl?
No, that's an eagle owl. That was just there.
I wasn't looking there. I'm looking at the photo that says it could be an eagle owl.
Okay. This ship has sailed.
All right.
I don't know.
Well, there's that.
It's big and it looks like a gargoyle. All right.
Next one.
Godzilla. Is it Godzilla?
No.
No.
That's not exactly what Godzilla looks like.
Whoa. It's Lizard Man.
This is Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp.
I've been right about like 3 or 4. Like, this is a good episode.
It is an entity said that inhabit the swampland of the region of Lee County in South Carolina. First mentioned in late 1980s, the purported sightings and damage attributed to the creature yielded a significant amount of newspaper, radio, and television publicity. Professor of Religious Studies Joseph Laycock described the media frenzy and subsequent cult appreciation for this and other similar claims as following a predictable chain of events: a strange sighting, media attention, more sightings, followed by visits from curious tourists and monster hunters. Researcher Ben Radford states that this is a compelling story, but several important aspects were under skeptical scrutiny. The history. July 14th, 1988, the Lee County Sheriff's Office investigated a report of a car damaged overnight while parked at home in the area of Browntown outside of Bishopville, South Carolina, on the edges of Scape or Swamp. The car reportedly had tooth marks and scratches with hair and muddy footprints left behind. Sheriff Liston Truesdale noted that this was the start of various claims that eventually led to a story about a lizard man in the swamp. Prompted by the news of the vehicle damage, 17-year-old local Christopher Davis reported to the sheriff that his car was damaged by a creature that he described as a green, wet-like, around 7 feet tall, and had 3 fingers, red eyes, skinned like a lizard, and snake-like scales. 2 weeks prior, according to Davis, he was driving home from working one night shift at a fast food restaurant when his car got a flat tire. After fixing it, he saw a creature walking toward him. Davis got into his car and began to drive, but the creature was soon on top of his car. He applied his brakes, causing the creature to roll off the car, giving Davis enough time to escape. Coverage by newspapers and media resulted in increased attention to his claims. Local businesses began selling Lizard Man t-shirts, and local Chamber of Commerce encouraged the media attention as good for the community.
And then there's this guy.
I've seen that guy. He's been on so many different types of documentaries.
Mm-hmm. I love him. I love anyone that go after your dreams, man.
I just think of the pain of the tattooing on his head, and just
I got stung by a bee on my head. It hurts.
It's exactly the same.
Probably, minus the venom, but no, it probably hurts a lot.
So I wonder how true this is.
If it was that guy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what we should do next? Weird news.
Oh.
And now for weird news.
All right. I don't have a lot of stories. There's not a lot going on, so I'm going to employ everybody to go out and make your own weird news.
Give us something to talk about, people.
Yeah, it was a rough week, I guess. Disgraced influencer Liver King. I don't know. He's probably an influencer, so it's probably Liver King, but it's spelled Liver King, and that's what I'm going with. Faked his own arrest, because don't lie to your people. Brian Liver King Johnson posted staged footage of a faked arrest, quipping that I thought it might be funny. There's actually a phenomenon, not a phenomenon. It's
Phenomena.
People are calling in fake tips on live streamers, like streamers.
It's called swatting.
Yeah, and you get like a SWAT team to basically bombard their house live because they're live streaming, and it's funny to them, and it's not funny. It's literally
they're
trauma.
saying things like they're got someone hostage,
Yep.
or they've got guns, or they're threatening to kill themselves
Yep.
on air. So then many times people will have a knock at their door and it's an entire SWAT team.
Yeah.
And yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
That's stupid.
That is stupid.
Unless it's a real thing and you see someone actually doing that, then
see something, say something. Make something up, don't say anything.
Yeah.
Those are inside thoughts.
Keep it to the voices in your head.
Yeah.
If it's fake.
A highway that plays Beethoven in Fujairah, UAE, which I think is the United Arab Emirates. Rumble strips on the mountain highway have been engineered to play Beethoven's Ode to Joy when driven over at 100 kilometers per hour, turning a boring commute into a classical concert, which is pretty cool. There's a few roads that do that. And if you've been thinking that there's something wrong with your car and you live in the New England area, Waterford, Westerly, wherever around here, they put new paint down and it sounds like a whale is talking, and like it's like whoa, whoa. And I was telling Jen that my car sounds like it's trying to talk to the whales, and she thought I was crazy until she like merged on one the other day. I'm like, oh yeah, it's the paint. I figured it out. But any luck?
No. So I'm changing up how I look, what I write.
I think I can look up that. Yeah. Nope.
United Arab Emirates.
Oh, I was so close.
I knew it was Emirates, but I didn't know Arab. Anyway, carry on.
That's about it.
Oh, okay.
The rest is like weird in a bad way, and I don't support that. Just really dramatic and odd.
It's only fun dramatic when it's like overly dramatic.
Yeah.
Like dramatic. Okay. Moving on. Next.
Right. Back to cryptids. Cryptids.
There you go. I thought I was having a hard time reading. You're not even reading.
I'm tired. Chupacabra. Don't know how I guessed that one, man.
You know, I'm very shocked you got it on the first try.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of you. I don't know what gave it away.
I'm good at this.
You are amazing.
I am.
This is the Chupacabra, if you didn't know. It is also known as a goat sucker, apparently.
Greatest
this is what I'm
reading.
This is what it says from the Spanish chupra, which means sucks, and cabras, which is goats.
Oh, man.
Is a legendary creature in folklore of parts of America. The name comes from the animal purported vampirism. The chupacabra is said to attack and drink the blood of livestock, including goats. I would hold time out. I would love to see Chupacabra versus Goatman in a pay-per-view.
Oh my god. This could be a thing. I will contact their agents immediately.
I have thoughts of some shows we can do.
Yep.
Moving on. The physical description of the creatures vary. In Puerto Rico and in Hispanic America, it is generally described as a heavy creature, reptilian and alien-like, roughly the size of a small bear, and with a row of spines reaching from the neck of the base to the tail, while the southwestern United States, it is depicted more dog-like. Initial sightings and accompanying descriptions first occurred in Puerto Rico in 1995. The creature has since been reported as far north as Maine, as far south as Chile, and even outside the Americas in countries like Russia and the Philippines. All of the reports are anecdotal and have been disregarded as uncorroborated or lacking evidence. Sightings in North Mexico and in southern United States have been verified as candids affiliated by mange. Well,
yeah, because if you didn't have mange, the heckles of a dog look pretty spiky when they're up.
Yeah.
So, but still, Maine, like the United States, North America?
As well as us. And as I said earlier,
I thought it was just a Spanish thing.
Well, as I said earlier, if it's on the internet,
it's true.
It must be true.
Yeah.
So, would you like to know about the history
of Chupacabra?
Yeah.
Sure.
In 1975, a series of livestock killings in a small town of Moca, Puerto Rico, were attributed to El Vampiro di Mocha, the vampire of Mocha. That doesn't sound as
I
fun.
think the weird thing about it is that he doesn't eat the goats, it just sucks the blood, right?
That's what it says.
Yeah.
The first reported attack eventually attributed to the actual chupacabras occurred in March 1995. 8 sheep were discovered dead in Puerto Rico, each with 3 puncture wounds in the chest area and reportedly completely drained of blood. A few months later in August, an eyewitness named Madeline Tolentino reported seeing the creature in Puerto Rican town Canovanas, sure, where as many as 150 farm animals and pets were reportedly killed.
Oh, man.
So they're blaming it on that. Interesting.
Must be true because I heard it on the internet. It must be true. It must be true.
Ha-cha-cha.
That's my song.
Okay.
All right.
So that's a chupacabra. That one's one of the more popular ones that
Yeah.
most people have heard of.
All right. I'm so afraid to push this button. Oh, look at you. You're adorable. Oh my gosh. I think his name is Greg. I don't know. I would name him Greg. It is the Bat Ram. Na Bat Ram. It works.
Okay.
Bat Ram.
This is the Jersey Devil, also known as Leeds Devil.
It's like the monkey
a legendary creature or cryptid said to inhabit the forests of the Pine Barrens in South Jersey. The creature is often described as a flying biped with hooves, but there are many variations. The common description is that of a bipedal kangaroo-like or wyvern-like creature with a horse or goat-like head, leathery bat wings, and horns, small arms with clawed hands, legs with cloven hooves, and forked or pointed tail. It is also said that it has a strange elongated body and a thick tail. It has been reported to move quickly and is often described as emitting high-pitched, blood-curdling scream.
Bat Ram. Bat Ram. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, so let's see here. The origin of the legend, the popular legend of the Jersey Devil, is dated variously and attached to various place names such as the Pines Barren, and Leeds Pine. The devil's mother is sometimes called a woman named Leeds or Mother Leeds of Burlington, but other names such as the Shrouds have been forwarded. According to one Pressus, there's a lot of words I'm saying. I have no idea what they are. Let's just all go for the ride. In 1735, a woman named Leeds was giving birth to her 13th child and exclaimed, "Let the child be the devil."
Oh.
The child, though born normally, immediately grew wings, tail, and claws and flew out the Pine Barrens. According to some, the child transformed into a creature with hooves and a goat's head, bat wings, and a forked tail. Growling and screaming, the child beat everyone with its tail before flying up the chimney and heading into the pines. Wah, wah, wah.
I whip my tail back and forth. I whip my tail back and forth. Woo! I mean, that's what I would do.
Let's all just take a moment to imagine that, because that's just...
Yeah. No, I love that.
Let's see. In a different telling, localized not at Leeds Pine, but in Eastville near Mays Landing, a Mrs. Leeds became pregnant around 1855 and rejected her baby, wishing a stork would deliver a devil. Thus, a winged devil was born and flew out the window. It would intermittently return, but the mother would shoo it away.
Mommy issues. That's what makes a cryptid. That's a terrible story.
I didn't say they were all pleasant.
Oh, man. Oh, he needs a hug.
He needs a lot more than a hug.
And a blowout.
Yeah. All right. So we have time for maybe one more. We'll do that one.
Bigfoot?
I was going to give you an option. Actually, you know what? We can combine this one and the next one because they're both kind of in the same realm.
Okay.
So this one is called the folk monster. And the next one that was going to be after this was called the skunk ape.
Oh,
they are all known in the category of Bigfoot, Sasquatch areas, but of different regions. So this one is known as the boggy creek monster or swamp stalker. It is purportedly a humanoid creature similarly described as Bigfoot that was allegedly sighted in rural town of Folk, Arkansas during the early 1970s. And then the skunk ape, which is the next one, is another one that shows up specifically in forests, but more so swamps, and is also in the category of Bigfoot. So it's not Bigfoot itself, it's like Bigfoot's cousin.
I think I 100% believe in Sasquatch, Bigfoot, Yeti, whatever you want to call it, because there's so many different ones that allude to the same thing that have like evolved characteristics. Like Yeti is white and lives in the Arctic.
I think they're all related.
They are. Like, just think of people.
But
like,
regionally.
Yeah. You have longer winters, then you're lighter. You have longer summers, you're darker.
Mm-hmm.
There's
aquatic versus land.
Yeah, seriously.
So like the way that I've read this and when I was looking these up, it was definitely the swamp and the skunk ape were definitely more of the aquatic aspect.
Yeah.
Whereas the Sasquatch Bigfoot was more of the true forest where there's no real water around the land to be in. So these are kind of in the same category. At least it's what it looks like, because they all have the same concept of claw marks, big footprints, and whatnot, but they're just found in different terrain.
And super elusive. I want to wrap up actually with a cryptid that was a cryptid until it wasn't, because it's real. So there's this. This is the okapi, and it is what seems to be a half giraffe, half zebra. It has the giraffe head. Hold on. It's forest-dwelling mammal, native to the Democratic Republic of Congo. It looks like a mix between a zebra and a giraffe. Striped legs like a zebra, long neck and tongue like a giraffe. Scientific name is in Latin. It is the Okapi johnstoni. Related to giraffes, its closest living relative. And why it was considered a cryptid was before 1901, Europeans only heard rumors from local tribes about a strange animal called the African unicorn. Descriptions sounded so weird, like it had parts of other animals, that people thought it was made up. And it wasn't until British explorer Harry Johnston got a hold of a skull and skin that the scientific community believed it was real. It lives in dense, remote rainforests, which is why it stayed hidden so long. It's an herbivore. It eats leaves, fruits, and fungi. Its tongue is so long it can clean its own eyes and ears. Extremely shy and elusive, still hard to spot in the wild. Yeah, so there's that. And then there's also, like, this is more widely known. This is the giant squid, which was, nope, okay, we're not going to minimize the screen. This is the giant squid, and that was elusive for so many years that people just thought you're blowing it out of proportion.
No, those are huge.
They're absolutely huge. So those are two cryptids. They used to be cryptids, but they're real. So I think there's reason to believe.
Well, I mean, in theory, everything started as a cryptid, if you think about it, until
nice people.
Well, not just nice people, but like think of like bats. If you didn't know what a bat was before, and you just see this tiny little head and like,
did we ever talk about the time that I thought I saw a dragon?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was drugged at a bar. And I walked home because I just
didn't. What a way to start.
Yeah, I didn't feel good. This kid had an obsession. He thought it was funny to drug people with liquid acid. So he put it in my drink, and I only had one drink, and I was so confused that I walked home. I think I left my equipment at the bar that night. And I went to bed because I didn't feel good. And I'm looking up, and I see these red eyes, and this dragon's like on the ceiling about to pounce. And I'm like staring at it like, oh my God, this can't be real. And I'm like, but nothing is real until it is. So do I not move? Do I move slowly? Do I bolt? This was never covered in school. So I was like freaking out until I realized that my heating pad light was on because it was plugged in, and that was reflecting on my ceiling fan because I had those glass like light shades, and so it looked like a dragon. Yeah. So, but I honestly felt like nothing's real until it is. And it was,
which I mean is a true statement.
Totally true.
So
first time somebody saw a bat was probably like, it's fairies, or
that. Well, this was a very fun and educational show.
Yes.
By educational, our type of education.
Yeah, I like it.
So
cool. All right. Have a weird day. Stay weird.
Yeah. Bye.